Good afternoon. I'm Keith Curran. I work for WSU Crops and Science as a field tech and do some work for PlantPath too. This session today, this video, is about the seed variety inventory table that I created. I also created a user interface to easily add and manage seed inventories. And there's a lot of cool things that we can do with this, and I'll have to explain things, my idea of future features, that's alliterative, as I go along. But here what we're looking at is the seed varieties table, which in previous videos I've demonstrated its purpose. And just to recap very quickly, you have a sort of a base table that has seed information of all different types of crop seeds. It could be wheat, it could be canola, varieties of canola, spring or winter, also different hybrids of canola, varieties of spring and winter, etc., etc., etc. And the basis for that seed varieties table is to take a sort of benchmark data from the manufacturers, or if you preferred, because you could do this too, if you wanted to do a benchmark of that particular seed and put that data in here, you could do that as well from another variety trial or something like that, or an average of variety trials. You could do that. But the seed varieties table is your foundational table where all the seeds are named appropriately. It tells you whether if it's got blackleg resistance and whether or not what type of blacklegs resistance that you have, as well as whether it's organic or GMO, etc., etc., etc. And so that's the seed varieties table. And then we've got a seed inventory table. I've already started playing with this because I've been working with the user interface. And this really is just how much seed or variety do you have on hand. And eventually you'll be able to associate this particular seed that you have on hand with a project, so that it will show the location. And we're going to be doing something with dates as well. So let's take a look at the user interface. Okay, this is the design of what it is, and let me just get back into it actually here. So to create a new inventory item, to create seed on hand or variety on hand, you click on the plus, and you're going to choose your variety name, which looks to the seeds variety table to choose your seed. And so in this case, I'm going to pick, let's see, I don't know. I already have 930 in there, but I can put WinPack. Okay, and I know that the location is at Plant Pathology at Cook Farm. And so the lot number, if you knew what that was, you'd enter that in here. Purity in this case, we'll call it 90%. We know that we've got, let's say, 45 pounds on hand. Quantity of one bag, we'll call that a bag. If it was a bucket, you'd call it a bucket. And the container volume is, we'll call it pounds because it's just measured in pounds and it's in a bag. Eventually we'll be able to choose your distributor and who or where you actually purchased it from, and that will look to a purchaser's table or a distributor table. And so here we've got date produced, okay? And you could go in here, you could choose the date if you wanted to. Okay, and then if you wanted to do a germination test, for example, I intend to have aging on this table, and what that means is you buy the seed in 2018, but a few years from now, 2020, you're going to look back, and obviously the germination rate's not going to be the same, so maybe you want to do a germination test. And when you do the germination test, you'll choose the date of the germination test, and then you'll put what the germination rate is here, and you can apply any notes as you see fit. One of the other ways I intend to use the date table here, the date produced and the date on hand, is to provide the user in their user control panel with a bell or a whistle that after so many years or months or however you want to do it, we can throw a little pop-up there that automatically comes up and says, hey, this seed's getting old, you want to do a germination test? And maybe you want to give it away if it's, to a farmer as a sign of good faith to maybe establish relations with extension, etc. And so you could take the seed and give it to a farmer or producer And there will be bells and whistles to alert you to, hey, this seed is aging, it's getting old. This is the location. What do you want to do about it? Is it time to, get rid of it, or store it somewhere else, archive it, maybe reduce the amount, etc. All right, maybe check on it. That's pretty much it. And so to save it, you click on the Save button, and you'll see that it's been added here. And there it is. And if you wanted to go in and edit anything, you just go in there and click on it like that. And it's pretty simple to use, pretty straightforward. And eventually I will have totals here, and it will group by your variety. So eventually it will group by your variety, and you can sort by the variety. So if you have a number of different locations where seed is kept, and you're inventorying all the locations, it will sort and group by variety and total your pounds eventually that way. So you could also sort by location. You can sort by the date. You can sort by pounds if you wanted to, quantity, if you wanted to see what you had more quantity of, etc. Okay, so that is the seed variety inventory management panel in a nutshell.